6:44 p.m. here at Rocket Lab's Mission Control Center, and launch operations are in full swing ahead of our 40th Electron mission. Hello and welcome to our live broadcast for We Love the Nightlife, a dedicated mission for Capella Space. Today's mission will lift off from Pad B at Rocket Lab Launch Complex 1, our orbital launch site on the tip of the Mahia Peninsula in New Zealand. We have a single attempt to launch today at 7 p.m. local time, or 0700 UTC. Thank you for joining us. My name is Grayson Leslie.
And I'm Likita Satrasala, and we're joining you from Mission Control with live commentary throughout today's mission. All systems are healthy, with the launch vehicle, launch pad, and Capella satellite inside Electron's fairing. The latest weather report has given us the green light with a 90% probability of liftoff at our target T0. We are honored to have on board Electron today the first satellite of Capella's new generation Synthetic Aperture Radar spacecraft called Acadia. Capella's constellation of satellites deliver high-quality and high-resolution SAR imagery created by bouncing radar signals off the Earth's surface to map out the area it's pointed over. SAR satellites are able to create images in all weather conditions and at nighttime when the sun is over the horizon.
The next generation Acadia satellites include several new features that will enable faster downlink speeds and even higher quality images for Capella's customers. Here's more from the company now.
To reiterate, the goal of this pass is to establish contact and assess spacecraft health. Command, do you have any questions? Let's rock and roll.
We learn really fast, and we build satellites here in San Francisco. We learn things quickly, we go back in the factory, we make changes, and we go back to the launch site and launch new satellites. There's one team and one company in the world that could do this. It's this team and it's this company, it's Capella. And that's why we're the first and only American company that's ever been able to do this. I mean, we were the first American company to put a commercial SAR satellite. We're the highest resolution SAR imagery in the world in the most compact form. We're the first one that's able to do real-time tasking, which means people are going to be able to get their imagery as quickly as it's possible. So it's not just that we've done something as complex as putting a satellite up, we've put up the best satellite in space. And we've done that with just 100 or so people in a very short amount of time.
Today's mission is the first of 4 new dedicated launches we're delivering for Capella as part of a multi-launch contract. These missions follow on from 2 previous launches of the SAR technology. The first was all the way back in 2020 from Launch Complex 1 right here in New Zealand. And the second was earlier this year, the second mission from our US spaceport, Launch Complex 2 in Virginia. Today's mission, We Love the Nightlife, will deploy a single Acadia satellite to a 640-kilometer mid-inclination orbit from LC-1. Helping to expand Capella's constellation and provide more rapid revisits across diverse regions on Earth.
With around 12 minutes left on the countdown clock, it's time to listen in to the Go, No-Go poll by today's launch director, Joseph Capico. Each of our launch operators will check in from their stations to confirm that their respective systems are go for launch. Let's listen in.
Avionics. Yeah, Avionics LD on mission with a go, no-go sequence call.
Copy, Avionics is go.
GNC. VCon LD.
VCon is go.
T1.
T1 is go.
GC.
GC is go for launch.
PLS.
PLS is go.
RSO.
RSO is go.
MET.
MET is go.
RF.
RF is go.
MM.
MM is go.
LD sub.
LD sub is go.
And we're standing by for a go, no-go from GNC at this time.
GNC is go.
Copy that. Thank you, GNC. All operators, that concludes the go, no-go sequence. We are T-minus 10 minutes and 59 seconds and counting. We are go for terminal count at T-minus 10 minutes. From this time, the 3-word hold procedure is in effect.
And with that, Mission Control confirms that we'll be proceeding with the rest of today's countdown and moving forward to liftoff in around 10.5 minutes.
For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, let's take a closer look at our Electron launch vehicle. Electron is a 3-stage launch vehicle capable of lifting 320 kilograms or 705 pounds to low Earth orbit. It's made from carbon composite and stands 18 meters or 59 feet tall. When it's unfueled, it's light enough to be pushed by hand, which is how our team maneuvers it down the runway to the launch mount. Making our way up from the bottom, Electron is powered by Rutherford engines, our world's first electric pump-fed 3D printed engines. 9 of these engines power Electron's first stage through the most dense part of the atmosphere. At around 70 kilometers altitude, roughly 2.5 minutes into flight, we jettison the first stage, and the vacuum-optimized Rutherford engine on stage 2 ignites and takes us the rest of the way to orbit.
Here's where things get interesting. Once we reach orbital velocity, around 9 minutes into flight, our second stage separates from our third stage, which we call the kick stage. The kick stage takes the payloads from an elliptical orbit to a circular orbit before deployment, using a small but nimble 3D printed engine called Curie. It's actually this kick stage that is the base platform for our in-house designed and built spacecraft, like the one we sent to the moon for NASA last year. That mission for NASA was our 27th Electron launch just over a year ago. Since then, we've launched 12 times, and with today's mission marking our 40th, we're not even close to being done with this year's manifest. Let's take a quick look back on the last 39.
I can't believe we're at Flight 40. Honestly, it feels like Flight 1 was just a few weeks ago. And I just want to take this moment to congratulate the whole team for getting us to this point, and also all of our customers who have entrusted us to fly their precious payloads. We've done some amazing missions from little CubeSats to all the way to the moon. And it's a great privilege to be here today. So as we fly out here 40, can't wait for 80 and beyond.
We couldn't be more thrilled to bring you our 40th launch today. The most recent in that bunch was just last week, a rideshare to sun-synchronous orbit, and also the latest in our efforts to make Electron the first reusable small launcher. Electron Stage 1 made a gentle splashdown in the Pacific Ocean at 1:44 p.m. local time, and our recovery team sprang into action, completing the lift out of the water within 90 minutes. The booster made its way back to the factory, where it is currently undergoing inspection and verification from the reusability team. If you missed that, we've got you covered with a recap, so let's take a look.
3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
And if that looks like something you'd like to be a part of, we have around 100 open roles right now across our launch and space systems businesses. So visit the careers section of our website and apply today.
We're getting close now to the launch handover to Electron at T-minus 2 minutes. That's when Electron's flight computer takes over the count and the rocket switches to internal power. Electron's launch safety system, the Autonomous Flight Termination System, or AFTS, will also be enabled at the same time. Both of those actions will be called out by mission control as they happen. At under a minute to liftoff, the propellant tanks will be at their optimum pressure levels for launch. The ground control then confirms that the water deluge system on the pad is ready to be activated for when Electron's engines ignite. It's a combination of that water coming into contact with the heat of those engines that causes the large white cloud of water vapor at liftoff, which you'll see soon.
Before you know it, we'll have reached T-minus 10 seconds to liftoff, where the launch director will count us down. The engines ignite at T-minus 3 seconds, and at T0, the launch pad's hold-down mechanisms are released, where Electron will then take to the skies for its 40th mission. We'll hand you over now to Mission Control for the remainder of the count.
All operators, this is the LD on mission. From now on, there should be no red flags on your critical LCCs. VCON LD on mission.
LD VCON.
Lock the auto sequence and confirm.
Confirmed auto sequence is locked.
And VCON confirm all expected primary flight computer ASGOs are green.
Confirmed ASGOs are green.
We are go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes. LD is go for launch.
Avionics batteries have switched to internal power. Ground power has been disabled. The vehicle is fully on internal power. AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
Lock load is complete. System is in recirculation. Anti-geysering is disabled.
Stage 1, Stage 2 tanks are pressed.
High flow engine purge enabled.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And we had an abort. All operators, let's please proceed to sequence 65, immediate auto sequence abort checks.
This is Mission Control Auckland. As you can see, the vehicle has had an abort during the countdown. At this stage of flight, the vehicle flight computer is actively monitoring a wide range of vehicle performance parameters. And when any of these parameters are violated, the vehicle has determined it is not ready for flight and holds the count. An abort can be performed any point up to the release of the vehicle hold-down clamps, which nominally release a few seconds after initial engine ignition. Unfortunately, with this target T0 being the end of the window, we will be standing down for the day. We have plenty of other opportunities later in the window, and the information on the next launch opportunity and webcast details will be shared on our website and social media feeds. So thank you so much for joining us. This is Rocket Lab Mission Control, signing off.